Hi there everybody, hi, welcome along to the Big Quiz Night In. We're on episode 97 now. I hope you're all doing well as always. Great to see some of you here in the chat already. It is International Women's Day today, so we've got a bit of a theme going on this evening about that. We're going to do a famous women round. If you've been to the pub quiz before, where I host these quizzes in person, you may have experienced a round like this before. We've then got a potluck round, and we've got places in songs, and then we're doing catchphrase. So if you have been to any of these before, especially recently, you'll know that we normally do 2 quiz rounds and then we do 2 game show rounds. So that would normally be Our Survey Says, like Family Fortunes, and then we would do catchphrase or the other way around. So from now on, I'm going to, as I said last week, mix it up a bit. So this week, we're going to do 3 question rounds and 1 game show round, which will be catchphrase at the end. Sometimes it'll be Our Survey Says, sometimes it'll be both, sometimes it'll be like this, okay? And that's following feedback I've had from some other regulars that sometimes it's nice to have more quiz rounds and less of the game shows, depending on the size of the screen you're watching on, okay? And for lots of other reasons. So, I hope you're all okay with that. We're going back to having 3 quiz rounds for this evening. Now, in the comments, I can see we have got Andy's here. He was nice and early, managed to make himself a cup of tea during the countdown, or at least boil the kettle. I assume it was tea. We've got Diva back again after a week off. I hope you're doing well. I'm glad to have you back here again. We've got Luke and Jane as well saying hello. We have got Millie as well saying good evening all. And we have got Abby's just come in to say hello. Are you going to come on in a minute? Yeah? Okay, darling. All right, that's fine. We've got Gabby as well saying Pinky and the Brain are here tonight. We've got Ed as well. So that means Back in Black have assembled. I assume it's Andy and Ed and a few others. I don't know who else you've got with you this evening, but do let me know. Chris will be joining us a bit later as well, says Eric. So that's Blackpool Bar Stewards too. So a lot of the usual kind of turnout. If there's anybody new that's watching along, if you haven't watched along before, please do make yourself known in the comments. You don't have to, but it is nice to see new names popping up in the comments from time to time as well. Right. Usually we would then move on, first of all, before we do the questions, we would bring in Abby. I just seen another comment come in. Diva says, Mighty Forest won last night. I am very happy. Oh, that's good. My team won as well last night. 5-0. I was very happy too. So it's good. But yeah, welcome along everybody. The first thing we're going to do is go over to Abby's question, okay? And it's an International Women's Day special. So let's bring in Abby now. Here she is, everybody. Right, here's Abby then. We've got a really interesting question this time. Who is your question about, Abby?
Marie Curie.
Marie Curie. Right, let's bring it up on screen then. What we need you to do, if you've not played along before, is leave the guess to this in the comments. And the fastest 3 people to get it correct can have a bonus point towards any of the 3 rounds and their scores for them throughout the rest of the evening. Chris is saying hi everyone, and we've got Diva in the comments as well saying hi to you. Jew is there as well. Britzillions, she's saying made it. Hi everyone. Excellent. Right, let's bring up the question then. You need to say A, B or C in the comments to guess. There we go, look.
Which of the following did Marie Curie not discover? A. Polonium.
Yep.
B. Uranium. Or C. Radium.
Radium. So which one did she not discover? Let's see.
Curie used to be my old class.
Your class at school was named after her, yes,
Yeah.
That's right.
My year 4 class.
Oh, and Juice says Ant is not a very happy Everton fan. Well, at least you've got Dele Alli from us, so, good luck with that. Bless him. Okay, lots of guesses coming in. Should we have a look over on this screen, I think, and see what the guesses are? You can say A, B or C, or you can say it out loud. Which one did she not discover? Okay, so we've got B, A, B. That's an A, B, A, B. Any more guesses? Get them in now, because you might be one of the 3 to get it correct the fastest, because we've got a real mix of answers here. I think we're done. I think we can reveal the answer now. Are you ready to tell them, Abby? Yeah? It
The answer's
is
B.
uranium. That's the one she did not discover. That was discovered a long time before she was alive. Okay, let's have a look now over here again, and let's see who got it right the fastest. So we're looking for B or uranium. So this one.
Andy.
Andy was the fastest. Well done. And then
Gabby.
Gabby. Well done. And, oh, hang on. Let me make sure we have not missed any. No, that's an A. That's an A. And then this one.
June.
Junior, yes, well done. So the Britzillians have got themselves a point as well. There's a bonus for you then. And I've got a picture, look, of Marie Curie as well there. Look, see that. There we go. All right, that's Abby's question, everybody. Kicking off our International Women's Day special start to the evening. More of that to come. Say goodbye then, Abby.
Bye.
Okay, you can go jump in the bath now. See you, darling. Okay, all right, there we go. So you know now who's got the bonus points. Just add that on to whichever quiz round you think you need the extra help on to boost up your score. Right, so with that said then, let's move on to round number 1, shall we? We'll go on to our famous women round. And on top of the quiz round itself, we also have pictures. Now, all of you regulars will be familiar with the concept of rotating pictures and themes. So for this one, it being International Women's Day, I've gone with famous women in film or famous female characters or powerful, awesome women in film, that kind of thing for all of the 3 quiz rounds. So there's going to be 6 in total, 2 in each round. So that's another bonus of having 3 question rounds on an evening, is that we can include more pictures in the 3rd round. Now, for this one, I want you to tell me the name of the character and the name of the actress. You get 1 point for each. Okay, so that's 4 points in total you can have for these pictures. The name of the character and the name of the actress. Now, I actually think these are the toughest of all of them. Okay, I think the others are going to be much easier for most people. But the name of the character and the name of the actress is what is expected of you. Good luck with those. I will tell you the answers at the end of the quiz round. For the quiz round itself, I'm going to start now. You've got 15 questions on famous women, and at the end you can tell me which ones you'd like me to repeat, if at all. And then, of course, once we've done that, I'll reveal all the answers for all 15 questions. You can tally up your score and let me know in the comments how well you've got on. This evening, by the way, I have got a cheeky vino, so just so you know, that's a thing that's happening right now. I hope you all have your beverages in hand as well, even if it is just water. I hope you're all doing well. Here we go with the famous women round. Question number 1 for 1 point. Which famous female flyer disappeared over the Pacific Ocean in 1937? Which famous female flyer disappeared over the Pacific Ocean in 1937? Yes, so I'm mixing my drinks tonight. Bottle of water and a little glass of wine. Because it's quiz night, and why not? Okay, question number 2. This one is for 3 points. Which women are the 3 most recent First Ladies of the USA? Which women are the 3 most recent First Ladies of the USA? 1 point for each, as you'd expect. By the way, in case you're wondering what this is all about, down there, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Twitter, if you're on TikTok, it's Big Quiz Night In. Give us a follow. I share loads of stuff on all 3 of those. Not so much on TikTok lately. I've taken a bit of a back seat on that. That takes a bit more time. But it's all still there, and I'm very much going back to it. But yes, if you are on any of those 3, feel free to give us a follow if you haven't done so already. Right, question number 3 now. Question number 3, speaking of social media, if you've been paying attention to what I've been sharing today over on the Facebook page, and also at the start of this video, if you were early enough to watch the countdown, you might know the answer to this one. What is the theme of the 2022 International Women's Day? What is the theme of the 2022 International Women's Day today? I shared it whenever I posted about tonight on Facebook, and it was also on the countdown screen. So there you go. What is the theme? For 1 point. There was a question in here about a certain police chief that's recently departed. I've removed that question though, probably for the best, and replaced it with that one, which is far more interesting. Okay, question number 4 for 3 more points. The films called Judy, Diana, and Jackie are biopic movies based on which well-known women's lives? The films called Judy, Diana, and Jackie are biopic movies based on which well-known women's lives? 1 point for each again. Okay, let's move on. Question number 5 now. Question 5. Whose wartime diary was hidden from the Germans in World War II? Whose wartime diary was hidden from the Germans in World War II? I have made a few tweaks, shall we say, to this new look version of the show, by the way. Expect those a bit later on this evening. I did say it's going to be a ever-evolving thing, so I've made a few little changes later on. So I hope you appreciate it. Right, your next question. Question number 6. This is for 3 points as well. Which girls' names were UK hit singles for the Goo Goo Dolls, Mark Ronson, and the Plain White Tees? Which girls' names were UK hit singles for the Goo Goo Dolls, for Mark Ronson, and the Plain White Tees? So 3 points available there. Question 7 is for just the 1 point. Which woman became the first female Prime Minister of India? Which woman became the first female Prime Minister of India? Just for 1 point there. I'm assuming the microphone sound quality is good tonight. I had changed the volume settings a little bit last time just to adjust it a bit. And it looks like it's working here, so I know you tell me if there was any issues. But do feel free to shout out. I can adjust things. Question number 8 now. Question 8. J.K. Rowling created which 2 qualifications that are recognised by the Wizarding Examination Board? J.K. Rowling created which 2 qualifications that are recognised by the Wizarding Examination Board? For 2 points. Diva says sound is great. Wonderful. I'm so pleased that that I've got this sorted, because yeah, I really am loving this new microphone I've got. I noticed when I watch some of the show back just to see how it comes across, I noticed that the sound quality is notably better. But it's just making sure that volume level's right. You don't want too much background noise from everything, you know. Okay. Question number 9. Question 9. Which woman is considered to be the founder of the UK suffragette movement? Which woman is considered to be the founder of the UK suffragette movement? For 1 point again. Oh, technical issues for Back in Black. I will repeat 4, 5 and 6 once we get to the end. That's fine, because then it will give everybody a bit more thinking time on everything. So, yep, we'll come back to those. Don't you worry. Okay, the next question then is question number 10. Which woman has received the most Oscar nominations ever? Which woman has received the most Oscar nominations ever? No problem, Ed. Okay, question 11 now. Question 11. Susie Wolf, Lindsay Vonn, and Annika Sorenstam were leading women in which sports? 3 different sports, okay? Susie Wolf, Lindsay Vonn, and Annika Sorenstam were leading women in which sports? 1 point for each. Okay, question 12 now. In 1991, Helen Sharman became the first British woman in the world to do what? In 1991, Helen Sharman became the first British woman in the world to do what? Question number 13 now. Question 13. Who was the first female Afro-American billionaire? Who was the first female Afro-American billionaire? Yes, that's billionaire. Billion with a B. Right, question number 14. You need to put these in order for question 14 and for 3 points in total. Put these countries into the correct order with the highest percentage of female MPs in Parliament first. Greece, Sweden, and Italy. Put these countries into the correct order with the highest percentage of female MPs in Parliament first. Greece, Sweden, Italy. Highest first. The final question, question 15, is for 4 points. We'll obviously go back and do repeats, so if there's any other repeats people need, let me know in the comments now. Question 15. What are the names of the 4 March sisters who feature in Little Women? 1 point for each. What are the names of the 4 March sisters that feature in Little Women? I remember when I hosted this in the pub, there was a typo on the answer sheet, and one of the answers was repeated twice. And I just read it out as if those were the 4 answers, because I didn't know. I just read the answer out. And people were like, pretty sure that's wrong. Thankfully, I could Google these things and resolve it. So I've got some repeats then. I'm going to do them in order they've cut. I'm going to do them in the order they appeared in the round. So Andy would like 3, and then we're going to do 4, 5, and 6 as Ed requested, and then we'll do 11 for Gabby, and then I'll do any more that come in. So question number 3. What is the theme of the 2022 International Women's Day today? What is the theme this year for International Women's Day? Question 4. The films called Judy, Diana, and Jackie are biopic movies based on which well-known women's lives? Judy, Diana, and Jackie. Name the real women those movies are based on. Question 5. Whose wartime diary was hidden from the Germans in World War II? Question 6. Which girls' names were UK hit singles for the Goo Goo Dolls, Mark Ronson, and the Plain White Tees? 1 point for each. Again, 3 different girls' names. And then 11 for Gabby. Question 11 was Susie Wolf, Lindsay Vonn, and Annika Sorenstam were leading women in which sports? Obviously, I'm not marking your answers, so if you say the wrong sport or the right sport for the wrong person, that doesn't matter. Just name 3 sports and hope for the best that one of them's correct, okay? And you get 1 point for each. So yeah, I'm not marking your answers, so I don't mind. Just have a guess at 3 sports if you don't know who they are. I think that's it for repeats. I haven't got any more requests in the comments, which is fine. If you don't need any more, no problem at all. So I'm going to go back up and go through the answers now. Once I've gone through this, I'll do the pitch around answers as well. Tally up your scores. Put your scores and your team name in the comments. I'll give you a shout out as we go. If you haven't got a team name, it doesn't matter. But even if you're watching a repeat of this show, I do ask that you leave a comment so I know. And let me know how you got on. There's no shame how well or badly you do. It doesn't matter. It's just for fun. So let's see. Question number 1. Which famous female flyer disappeared over the Pacific Ocean in 1937? That was Amelia Earhart. Question 2. Which women are the 3 most recent First Ladies of the USA? We have Michelle Obama, Melania Trump, and Jill Biden. Question 3. What is the theme for the 2022 International Women's Day? It is Break the Bias. That picture I've been sharing? Yeah. Break the Bias. Question 4. The films called Judy, Diana, and Jackie are biopic movies based on who? Judy Garland, Princess Diana, and Jackie Kennedy. Question 5. The wartime diary that was hidden from the Germans in World War II. That was Anne Frank. The Diary of Anne Frank, of course. Question 6. The girls' names that were UK hit singles for the Goo Goo Dolls, Mark Ronson, and the Plain White T's. So the Goo Goo Dolls sang Iris. Mark Ronson with Amy Winehouse sang Valerie. But it's Mark Ronson's song featuring Amy Winehouse as the vocalist. So Mark Ronson got the credit for it in that respect. And the Plain White T's sang Hey There Delilah. So Iris, Valerie and Delilah for 3 points. Question 7. Which woman became the first female Prime Minister of India? It is Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi. Question 8. J.K. Rowling created which 2 qualifications that are recognised by the Wizarding Examination Board? They are owls and newts. I'm sure it stands for something amazing and very witty. All you needed to put was owls and newts, okay? We don't mind what it stands for. Question number 9. Which woman is considered to be the founder of the UK suffragette movement? Emmeline Pankhurst. Question 10. Which woman has received the most Oscar nominations? It is Meryl Streep. I think it's 21 nominations to date. Question 11. Susie Wolf, Lindsay Vonn and Annika Sorenstam are leading women in which sports? They are motor racing. You could have been specific, but motor racing is fine. Skiing. Again, event specific doesn't matter, just skiing is enough. And golf. Motor racing, skiing and golf, 1 point for each. Question 12. Helen Sharman in 1991 was the first British woman to travel in space. Question 13. Who was the first female Afro-American billionaire? It was Oprah Winfrey. Question 14. Put these countries into the correct order with the highest percentage of female MPs in Parliament first. So in the correct order, the highest at 47% is Sweden, then Italy with 37%, and then Greece with 21%. So Sweden, Italy, Greece for 3 points if they're all in that order. Question 15. The names of the March sisters from Little Women are, and 1 point for each, Jo, Beth, Meg, and Amy. Right, start tallying up those scores. The answers for your picture round. On the left there, you have Hilary Swank for 1 point, and she's playing Maggie Fitzgerald, which is from $1 Million Baby. Okay, but actress and character, Maggie Fitzgerald, Hilary Swank for 2 points. And on the right, that is Christy Swanson playing Buffy the Vampire Slayer from the movie that came out before Sarah Michelle Gellar took on the role for TV. It's not, if memory serves, for those who are fans of the show, haven't seen the film or even knew there was a film, it's not bad. I remember it being pretty good, but far preferred the TV show. But yeah, worth a watch if you like the show. Anyway, Christy Swanson is her name, and Buffy Summers is the character. So let's see how well you did. Please tally up your scores, let me know in the comments, and then we'll move on to round number 2, which is a general knowledge potluck round. Okay, scores are coming in. Blackpool Bar Stewards, 20 plus 1 for Blackpool Bar Stewards. Yeah, I did say this. These are the toughest of the pitches. I'm expecting more points for everybody in the pitches in the next 2 rounds. In hindsight, I probably should have done these ones last, but we'll see. See how you go. 21 points plus 1 for Diva. Jacqueline, well done. 21 points, nothing for the pitchers, for Luke and Jane. Good scores, though, for the quiz round itself. 21 and 0 for the pitchers for Back in Black. Really, I thought you guys would have some knowledge on the old Buffy movie. I must admit, it has popped up in a lot of quizzes before. Maybe not on the show. Maybe not so much on the show. Yeah, anyway, that's it. She's got a steak. You can see she's holding a steak in that picture. I've cropped it a bit awkwardly. She's actually holding another steak underneath it. That might have been a bit more obvious, but it's more important to have a bigger picture than having more of the person in the shot, you know, and making their face smaller. I just felt it was best that way. But 21 points is still a cracking score. 16 plus 1 for the Britzillians. Pinky and the Brain have 25 plus 1. Again, struggling with the pictures. I imagine most of you got 1 point because of Hilary Swank being perhaps the more recognisable. Or maybe it was Buffy and not knowing who the actress was. I don't know. But still, there we go. Anybody else want to put any scores in? I will give you a shout out as we go along. Even if we have moved on, keep those scores coming in if there are any more. And with that said, let's move on to round number 2, which is our potluck round. So you've got 2 more pictures here. Same thing again, please. I need the actress name. I think one of them is very obvious. Maybe the actresses on both are obvious. I don't know. See how you feel. But this is a bit easier, I think, than the previous picture. So the actress name for both, and then the character name for both. Alternatively, you could give me the superhero name as well. So there's a big clue for you for both. If you weren't sure, there you go. The alter ego is fine, okay? But certainly a point each for the actresses in those pictures, and then for their characters. So we're going to do a potluck round. So this one's 15 questions on general knowledge. Any subject goes. And let's make a start. Same rules apply. Let me know if you want repeats as we go along. I'll repeat them at the end to give everybody a bit more thinking time. Question number 1. In our potluck round... Oh, there's Millie's score. You think you got about 12. Okay, good effort. Well done. Hopefully we've all learnt a little something along the way as well then. Question number 1. In our potluck round, what is the capital of Thailand? Question number 1. What is the capital of Thailand? Okay, right. Question number 2 then. Question number 2. Who were Adam and Eve's sons according to the Bible? Who were Adam and Eve's sons according to the Bible? You can have 2 points for that one. 1 point for each. Who were Adam and Eve's sons? Right, question number 3 now. Question number 3. What is a kipper? What is a kipper? It's a particular kind of thing, so be a bit specific with your answer if you can. What is a kipper? Question number 4 now. Question 4. This is multiple choice. What colour is a lobster's blood? Is it blue, red, or black? What colour is a lobster's blood? Is it blue, red, or black? Question number 5. Question 5 now. What name is given to New Year's Eve in Scotland? What name is given to New Year's Eve in Scotland? Question number 6. Now, question 6. What was the Green Party formerly known as? What was the Green Party formerly known as? Okay. Question number 7 is multiple choice as well. Off which country would you find Cape Farewell? Is it New Zealand, South Africa, or Greenland? Off which country would you find Cape Farewell? Is it New Zealand, South Africa, or Greenland? Choose one, please. Question number 8 now. Question 8. Where does Yogi Bear live? Where does Yogi Bear live? This is one of those questions where you need to be careful about your spelling, I think. Not that I can check, but you'll know what I mean if you know the answer. Question number 8 again. Where does Yogi Bear live? Question 9. What 2 words are on the Victoria Cross? What 2 words are on the Victoria Cross? And you do get 1 point for each there as well. Which 2 words are on the Victoria Cross? 1 point for each. Question number 10. What do the initials GM stand for in GM Foods? What do the initials GM stand for in GM Foods? Question 11, this one is for 3 points. Name the yellow properties on a UK Monopoly board. Name the yellow properties on a UK Monopoly board. That's the standard UK Monopoly board. I know there's lots of different variations these days, but the standard UK Monopoly board. Name the 3 yellow properties, 1 point for each. I think if you've never played Monopoly before, but you're a regular to the pub quizzes, you probably know the board back to front and inside out. The amount of times I've done questions about it over the years. And I suppose I've done a fair few here as well as a result. But yeah, let's see how you get on. Name the 3 yellow properties. I have been, for regulars of the pub quiz, I have been trying to suggest to the boss man who writes the quizzes some different kinds of questions about Monopoly and different ideas for that. So we'll see if anything changes. But for now, we'll stick to name the 3 yellow properties. Question 12. On which African island was Freddie Mercury born? On which African island was Freddie Mercury born? Right, question 13 now. Question number 13. Who is Warren Beatty's actress sister? Who is Warren Beatty's actress sister? Question number 14. This is a tricky one, I'm not going to lie, especially if I don't pronounce the word right, so wish me luck. Where would you normally find a gnomon? G-N-O, silent G I'm guessing, G-N-O-M-O-N. Where would you normally find a gnomon? Gnomon? Gnomon, it's got to be gnomon, yeah. Gnomon. That is question 14. And we have got just one more question left in this round. I will, of course, do repeats. I think because it's a quieter night tonight, the comments are pretty quiet too, which is fine. But that probably means we're going to fire through the quiz tonight quite quickly. So it's probably quite good timing that we're doing 3 question rounds. Maybe that'll take a little bit longer to go through than the normal run-through would. We'll see. Question 15 then, the final question in this potluck round. Who wrote The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Who wrote The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? For 1 point. Right, I have had a repeat request in from Chris, Blackpool Bar Stewards, so they're asking for question 1 again. Question number 1 was, what is the capital of Thailand? That is question 1. Let me know if you have any repeats that you would like me to do for that round now. We'll do the usual thing, go through the answers and see how you did. But giving you a bit of thinking time if you want a repeat of a question. While you've got a bit more thinking time here, I'd like to remind you there's a couple of links in the description. Please do give those a click and check them out if you don't mind. One of them is a charity link where you can support the charity that I support here, the nominated charity Secret Santa 365. They do lots of great work to help struggling families all through the year, all year round, not just over Christmas. And they're especially trying to help out what's going on in Ukraine actually at the moment too. As I mentioned in the last show, the pickup for all those collections that they were taking and helping to bring to the vans that were going down to Poland to deliver them to the border. That's all happened, I believe, now. But you can always lend your support either through donating to what they're asking for if you're local, or, as I said last week, please check out the Ukraine Red Cross. Alternatively, I think there's Save the Children as well, which are helping specifically. Or donate to our own Red Cross, because I think they're doing a separate collection for Ukraine too. So those are your options there. If you'd like to do something charitable in return for what I provide here every week, that's fine. More on the other link later. Right, no more repeat requests have come in, so I'm going to go through the answers. And let's see how well you did, and we'll do the picture answers as well. So don't forget to have a guess at those 2 pictures. The actress and the character name for each of them. Alter ego is fine as well, but it's only 2 points for each, so one or the other. Question 1, what is the capital of Thailand? It is Bangkok. Question 2, who were Adam and Eve's sons according to the Bible? It is Cain and Abel. 1 point for each. Question 3, what is a kipper? It is a smoked herring. If you just put a fish, I wouldn't give you the point in the pub. So you can just take the point anyway if you really want to, because technically I guess it's still correct, but I would not give you the point for it in the pub, I'll be honest. Smoked herring is the answer I was looking for there. Question 4. What colour is a lobster's blood? Is it blue, red or black? It's actually a light blue colour. So blue for a point there. Question 5. What name is given to New Year's Eve in Scotland? It's Hogmanay. If you ever watched Jules Holland, Hogmanay, that's what that's about, in case you didn't know. Not that they record it on New Year's Eve. Sorry if that's ruined the illusion for anybody. I was devastated when I found out it wasn't live. Couldn't believe it. It's like all these people celebrating on New Year's Eve on TV. It's great. No, it was pre-recorded. They probably recorded it in July. Anyway, moving on. Question 6. What was the Green Party formerly called? It was the Ecology Party. Question 7. Off which country would you find Cape Farewell? Is it New Zealand, South Africa or Greenland? Cape Farewell is off of Greenland. Question 8. Where does Yogi Bear live? Jellystone Park. The reason I mentioned your spelling there is if you weren't fully aware, you might think it's Yellowstone Park. That's the real place. Yogi Bear lives in Jellystone Park. Question 9. Which 2 words are on the Victoria Cross? 1 point for each. For valour. So yeah, 2 points there. What do the initials GM stand for in GM Foods? Again, 2 points for this one. Genetically modified. Question 11. The 3 properties on a UK Monopoly board that are yellow, 1 point for each. They are Coventry Street, Piccadilly and Leicester Square. Question 12. The African island where Freddie Mercury was born is Zanzibar. Question 13. Warren Beatty's actress sister, Shirley MacLaine. Question 14. Where would you normally find a gnomon? I'm sure that's how you say it. It's in the centre of a sundial. So if you just put sundial, if you happen to know, then well done. You've got yourself a point there. But yeah, every day's a school day. I'd never heard of it. Question 15. Who wrote The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? That is Robert Louis Stevenson. For your final point in that round. Right, pictures. We have on the left Natasha Romanoff, played by Scarlett Johansson, or Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson. Either or is fine. 2 points. And on the right, this is from Batman Returns. So it's Michelle Pfeiffer, the actress, playing Selena Kyle, who becomes Catwoman. So 1 point for Michelle Pfeiffer, 1 point for Selena Kyle or Catwoman. 2 points for each picture there. Tally up your scores. Let's see how well you did. Whilst you're doing that, and let me know in the comments how well you got on. The other link is, of course, my Beacons link, which has all the places where you can follow and support me for everything I do here directly if you wanted to and you're not already. Most of the people watching live now, I believe, are Patreon supporters, which is amazing that you guys do that anyway. So, you know, you can just ignore all this that I'm saying now. Unless you've suddenly got a Twitter account, Instagram account, fancy following me somewhere else. Or of course on Lima, the link's there too. So Lima is being advertised in the bottom right hand corner of the screen as you look at it. Yeah, the bottom right hand corner. There's gonna be, I know I've said this before, as soon as I can speak to Shane, who runs Lima, he's the boss man there, it's his idea. He wants me to do a competition on Lima with my Big Quiz Night In account. It's gonna happen, but he's very, very busy, very hard to get hold of and nail down some time with, but we're gonna thrash it out at some point soon. So please do give us a follow there, because you could be winning yourself, I don't know, I think it's going to be some kind of Amazon voucher at some point soon over there. We're going to work it out. We are going to work it out. But I think it's a really great idea. We just need to iron out the details and be fair to everybody, give everybody enough time. So you're going to want to follow me there. You don't have to do anything else on the platform if you don't want to, but just listen into what I do there. But I'll post it everywhere when it's going live. Now then, we have team scores in the comments, so let's give you all your shout outs and see how well you did. Blackpool Bar Stewards, 16 plus 4 for the pictures. Excellent. Diva's got 14 plus 4 as well. I knew the pictures would be easier for this one. Luke and Jane, 11 plus 4. Well done. Pinky in the Brain got 15 plus 4. Andy's got 15. Well, oh, sorry, Back in Black in general have 15 plus 4. I'm sure Andy was very helpful throughout the round as well. So yes, they also do well. 8 for Millie. I think you're still team M&M, aren't you? For both of you, is that still right? But 8 points, well done. There's no need to LOL. 8 points is good. It's fine. I'm glad you're enjoying it anyway. And Jew says Brazilians have got 16 plus 3. Very well played. Good work. Right, okay. You've all got pretty similar scores there. Well done. Okay then, guys, let's move on to our next round. Round number 3. I'm not used to doing 3 question rounds on a night, but here we go anyway. Places in songs is round number 3. And here are your pictures for this round as well. So, again, I think these ones are pretty easy as well. Probably 2 of the most awesome women in film, in terms of powerful women in cinema history. Like, you wouldn't want to cross either of these 2. Amazing. From some of my favourite films as well. But can you tell me the name of each actress and the name of the character? Okay. Again, I was going to ask you more questions about them, but I think we'll leave it at that. I'm sure if you know who they are, you will have figured it out by now anyway. Actress for each of them and the character name for each of them, please. 1 point for each. That's 2 for each picture. And the round is places in song titles. So, yeah, that's literally exactly as it says on the tin. All the questions are going to be about songs that have places in them and trivia about them. Who sang them, for example, is a common theme you'll see popping up throughout here. Some questions will be multiple choice, as with the previous rounds, and there are 15 questions again. And once we've done this, we will move on to catchphrase. I've got 2 catchphrases for you this evening, as I've normally tried to have. Right, so here we go. Question number 1. Which singer tried to find his way to Amarillo in 2005? Which singer tried to find his way to Amarillo in 2005? Question number 2. Which pop group took Rotterdam into the UK charts? Which pop group took Rotterdam into the UK charts? Question number 3. Which Irish city popped up in a hit for Simple Minds? Which Irish city popped up in a hit for Simple Minds? All right, then question number 4 now. Question number 4. Which act had a hit with The Boy from New York City? Which act had a hit with The Boy from New York City? That's a tricky question, I'll be honest. Even for somebody like me who knows a lot of their music. I don't know why, I'm just not that familiar with that particular act. It's a tricky question. Question 5. Who first took Going Loco Down in Acapulco into the UK charts? On the flip side, I have played that one at many a cheesy disco. Who first took Going Loco Down in Acapulco into the UK charts? Question number 6 now. Question 6, this one's for 2 points. Which 2 singers have had a UK hit with Empire State of Mind? Which 2 singers have had UK hits with Empire State of Mind? Question number 7 now. Question 7. Will Smith took which US city into the charts? Will Smith took which US city into the charts? Okay, question number 8. This one's for another 2 points. Which two singers were walking in Memphis? Which two singers were walking in Memphis? That's a great song. Both versions, to be honest. A lot of these songs are good, in fairness, but yeah. I like that one in particular. Question number 9. Which city was a UK hit for Ultravox? On the flip side, I really don't like that one. I'll probably get a lot of stick for that, but really not a fan. Not my cup of tea at all. Which city was a UK hit for Ultravox? Question number 10 now. Question 10. This one's for 2 points. Which places in the USA have been in titles for hit songs by Katy Perry? 1 point for each. Which places in the USA have been in the titles of hit songs for Katy Perry? 1 point for each. Okay, next one. Question 11 now. Which two singers teamed up for the hit song Barcelona? Which two singers teamed up for the hit song Barcelona? Question number 12 now. Question 12. Whereabouts were Frank Sinatra's vagabond shoes longing to stray? Whereabouts were Frank Sinatra's vagabond shoes longing to stray? That's a song I've sung many times on karaoke over the years. Many times. Right, your last 3 questions are multiple point questions, all 3 of them. Question 13. Which 2 acts had UK hits with Viva Las Vegas? Which 2 acts had UK hits with Viva Las Vegas? Okay, question number 14. This one's for 2 points as well. Patsy Gallant was in which 2 cities according to her one-hit wonder? Patsy Gallant was in which 2 cities according to her one-hit wonder? All right, final question then is for 3 points. Question 15. London Calling, London Nights and London Bridge were UK hits for which 3 acts? London Calling, London Nights and London Bridge were UK hits for which 3 acts? 1 point for each. So let me know now. Have a think about that one. Any more questions you want me to repeat? As always, let me know and I'll do that for you at this time. Make sure you've had a guess at the pictures as well. Name the actresses and the characters they are playing. And then we will go through the answers once I'm satisfied that you've had enough thinking time and we've done any repeats you might have. And then we can move on to our catchphrase round. Question number 2. I was going to say just to fill a bit of time, there was one other thing I wanted to say, but that can wait, so that's fine. Luke has said he and Jane would like question 2 repeated. That's fine. Question number 2. Which pop group took Rotterdam into the UK charts? Who took Rotterdam into the UK charts? So with regards to the upcoming catchphrase round, there's 2 catchphrases, but there's only one left in my collection of catchphrases that feature Mr. Chips, the typical character you'd see on the show. I know. Big sad R. If I can find more, then I'll bring them back. But from the collection I originally found, this is the last one I haven't used yet. So I have found something else to do for catchphrase instead. So I might change the name of the round from next week on, or the next time we do it. I might change it to be Say What You See instead of catchphrase, because it's not going to be a catchphrase necessarily. Might be something totally different. You just have to reveal the picture and then work out what it is. I'll explain a bit more when we get to it, because it's going to be the second of the 2 catchphrases. The first one will be normal though. Okay, no more repeats come in, so I'm just going to go through the answers, tally up your scores, and let's see how well you did. We'll do the picture answers at the end again as well. Question 1. The singer that tried to find his way to Amarillo in 2005 was Tony Christie. Question 2. The pop group that took Rotterdam into the UK charts was the Beautiful South. Question 3. Which Irish city popped up in a hit for Simple Minds? It was Belfast Child. So 1 point there for Belfast. Question 4. The Boy from New York City was a hit single by The Darts. I'm sure I've heard it before. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. The Boy from New York City is by The Darts. Question 5. Who first took Going Loco Down in Acapulco into the UK charts? That was the Four Tops. Question 6. The 2 singers that had a UK hit with Empire State of Mind, Alicia Keys and Jay-Z. Question 7. Will Smith took which US city into the charts? That was Miami. Great song from Will Smith there. Question 8. Which 2 singers were walking in Memphis? That is Cher and Mark Cohen for 2 points. Question 9. Which city was a UK hit for Ultravox? It was Vienna. Yeah, I just don't like it. I don't know why. It just doesn't work for me. Question 10. Which places in the USA have been in the titles of hits for Katy Perry? Excuse me. Right. Katy Perry's songs were Waking Up in Vegas and California Girls. So Vegas and California for 2 points. You didn't need to get the whole song titles, just the place names. Question 11. Which 2 singers teamed up for the hit song Barcelona? It is Freddie Mercury and, try and pronounce this one right, Montserrat Caballé. Caballé? Caballe, but there's an accent over the E. I'm sure if you knew the answer, then you know where I'm coming from here. I forget exactly how to pronounce it. Question 12. Whereabouts were Frank Sinatra's Vagabond Shoes longing to stray? New York, New York. Just one New York is fine, but that's the answer. Question 13. Which 2 acts had UK hits with Viva Las Vegas? That was Elvis Presley and ZZ Top, which is what my dad likes to call me because of this, and some other people as well, actually. Mostly him, though. It's fine. I like ZZ Top. That's cool. Question 14. Patsy Gallant was in which two cities according to her one-hit wonder? New York to LA. So 1 point for New York and 1 point for Los Angeles or LA. Question 15. London Calling, London Nights and London Bridge were UK hits. For which three acts? They are The Clash, The London Boys and Fergie. London Bridge was a hit by Fergie. So The Clash, London Boys and Fergie for 3 points. Now, the pictures, they are, on the left, Sarah Connor from the Terminator movies. That is from Terminator 2, that specific picture. But Sarah Connor, portrayed by Linda Hamilton. And on the right, it is Ellen Ripley from the Alien franchise, specifically Alien 3 in that picture. And it's she's portrayed by Sigourney Weaver. So 1 point for Sarah Connor and Ellen Ripley, and 1 point for Linda Hamilton, and 1 point for Sigourney Weaver. 4 points in total. Let's see how well you did. Tally up your scores, please. Let me know in the comments how well you got on with this round. And then we'll move on to a bit of catchphrase, and I can show you a slight tweak I've made to it. Let's see what you think. Here we go. Scores are coming in. Blackpool Bar Stewards, 18 plus 3. Very well done. 18 plus 3. Diva's got 17 plus 3. Luke and Jane have got 16 plus 4. Good work there too. Not bad. Keep those scores coming in. Let's see how well the rest of you did. Got a few more of you watching along, so I'll just give you a few more seconds before we move on to catchphrase and see what other scores we've got coming in. If you're watching for the first time again, please do let me know in the comments how well you're getting on. I'll always come back and reply whenever I can to any extra comments I get. Pinky and the Brain have got 15 plus 2 plus 1 for their Abby bonus. Yes, don't forget to use your Abby bonus. This is the last round, so please do add on that Abby bonus to your score if you were one of the 3 lucky people to get it. Question. Andy says 18 plus 4 for Back in Black. The cogs are starting to turn now. What a shame, we're over the halfway point of the evening. Maybe it'll help you win out though in the catchphrase round. Let's see. Any more? Leave your comments anyway, even if we've moved on. As always, it's no problem. So let's go on now to our catchphrase round. Oh, Britzillions are in there. 9 plus 3 for you. Well done. Still time if you want to get your scores in. And yeah, there we go. 6 points for Millie, for Eminem, should I say. Have a look. Every now and then I expand the wheel a little bit more so you can see more of it on screen. And now I've done this reshuffle and got a different background and got things working and looking a bit differently. I realise now I can just open up that wheel and have it in full for you. So yeah, I've had to play around with it, and then I've realised I could put a picture in there as well. That picture may change, but for now it's just got my avatar picture in there that I use with all my promotional kind of stuff for Big Quiz Night In. So yeah, I don't know, it's a bit silly. I thought it might make some of you laugh, or maybe roll your eyes. I don't know. Anyway, so this is a traditional catchphrase like the ones in previous episodes that you may have seen already. I know everybody watching has probably seen several of these now. So behind the board there will be a typical catchphrase kind of picture. You need to work out what it is. The first thing we're going to do though is work out who gets to have that first guess. So I'm going to ask a question from another potluck kind of round. Guess in the comments as quickly as you can what you think the answer is. The first person that I see in my comments this side to get the answer correct will be the first person allowed to guess at the catchphrase when I reveal a square at random chosen by the wheel. And we'll just keep going. Once that person has had their guess or passed and said, I don't know, pass, whatever, then anybody else can guess what they think it is at any time. Okay? Until we then work out who the next one is. So, question number 1, guess in the comments please. Name one of the 3 longest rivers in the world. Guess in the comments. Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to spin the wheel. Let's see what number we're going to be revealing first. Round the wheel goes, and it's going to be number 2. There we go. Yeah, number 2. That's going to be the first one. So, and have a look now at your answers before we reveal number 2. Lots of you with some great guesses here. Amazon, Nile, Yangtze are all correct answers. Very well done there. Millie putting Yangtze River there. That's brilliant. I thought most people would just go Nile or Amazon. Very good. So you've got them all collectively. Amazon and Eric, that was the first one I see there. Eric of the Blackpool Bar Stewards guessed Amazon. Fastest answer in my comments there was you. So let's reveal number 2 from the board and see what we can see. Oh dear. All you've got is a tiny little arrow. Maybe not the best one. Never mind. I take it you're going to pass. So I'm going to move on to the next question, but feel free to actually say that in the comments. Technically, you do still have the first guess until we get to the next person. Okay. Yeah. You're so close. So close. There's a pass. You're so close to getting a valuable square, I mean. Right, number 2 then. Your second question is, which creatures gather collectively in a cauldron? I'm not going to give you multiple choice for this one. Jews had a guess there saying over the top. I like where you're going with that one. It makes sense based on the picture. That arrow is going over something. That doesn't mean it's right, and I'm afraid it's incorrect. On top of the world as well. No, it's incorrect. So yeah, which creatures gather collectively in a cauldron? If you get these questions correct, you can give yourself a point anyway. We really want to find out who's going to get the catchphrase correct, though, of course, just for fun. But give yourself a little bonus point just for getting the question correct. We have had a guess of bats from Eric and Chris, and also Ed has gone with newts. No other guesses are coming in. Please feel free to send them in if you want to, but bats is the correct answer. So Blackpool Bar Stewards have got it right. Gabby's gone with toads. That is a good guess. As it happens, if I'd have given you multiple choice, those were the 3 multiple choice I had lined up. I just had a feeling that this would be better without and let you have a bit of thinking time for it as well. So, bats is the correct answer. So we're going with Blackpool Bar Stewards again. Spinning the wheel. And we're going to be removing, number 9, it looks like. Number 9. Yes, number 9 has been selected. There goes the confetti all over the screen there. So, number 9. Okay. You appear to have uncovered some legs, maybe. Eric was first, but it's a team thing. To answer your question, Chris, Eric was technically first, but because you're both in the same team, I would accept a guess from either of you, unless you're arguing over WhatsApp or something. If you're not in the same room, I don't mind. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? Anybody else can guess now. The game is open to anybody else to have a guess until the next one's chosen. So, question number 3 for you then. Which British celebrity penned the best-selling memoir called Dear Fatty? Speaking of International Women's Day, so I will tell you that it's a female celebrity. Which British female celebrity penned the best-selling memoir called Dear Fatty? Last past the post is an interesting guess. It's not right, though. It's not right. Okay, we are getting some guesses in now. Whilst those guesses come in, I'm going to spin the wheel to see which one we are going to be revealing on the board next. Lots of you guessing Dawn French, and I can tell you that Dawn French is the correct answer. The number we're removing from the board is number 4. Number 4, right. So let's just see who was first with Dawn French. Gabby, so Pinky in the Brain. Here we go then with number 4. Let's remove that from the wheel. There's two. It looks like there's two of them. Mr. Chips on both sides. Potentially. We've got Maddie Cat Lady in the comments. Hope you're doing well, Maddie. Welcome along. Yes, Dawn French is indeed the correct answer, but Gabby was first. So let's see if Gabby can get this one right. Pinky in the brain. You haven't quite revealed key squares, to be honest, so I wouldn't be surprised if you want to pass on this one. We're going to move on. Pass the parcel. Interesting guess, but no, it's incorrect. Okay. Which British celebrity penned the best-selling memoir called My Bookie Wook? Which British celebrity penned the best-selling memoir My Bookie Wook? Eric says, from me to you, it's incorrect. Good guess, but it's incorrect. Got some guesses coming in. I'm going to spin the wheel then, and then I'll tell you who got the answer correct first. Round it goes. Looking at number one this time. Number one will be revealed in just a moment. I think you can kind of make out there what it's going to be revealing. So we have several of you guessing Russell Brand. Russell Brand is the correct answer, and we're looking at Millie. You got it right fastest in the comments, but well done to Maddie, well done to Chris, and to Gabby as well. Millie was right fastest. Let's reveal square number one. Doesn't really help much, but there we go. It's confirmation there that Mr. Chips is there with his head in place. Jew says bowled over. It's incorrect. Thank you for the guess, though. I know that was before I called Millie out as the fastest person to answer, so that's fine. I can address that one for you, but it is incorrect. Any guess from the two of you there, Millie? Also pass in the comments while I move on to the next one. On the ball is incorrect. Okay. So, next one then is... one more on the books. Which British celebrity penned the best-selling memoir called Humble Pie? Which British celebrity, this is a celebrity chef, I'll narrow it down for you, penned the best-selling memoir called Humble Pie? Passing the buck is incorrect. Thank you for your guess, though, Ed. So, which celebrity chef penned the memoir Humble Pie? Once we get some guesses coming in, I'll spin the wheel. They have started coming in now, so let's see which one we're going to be revealing next. We are going to be revealing, looks like number 6 this time. Yes, number 6 has been selected, and plenty of guesses have now come in. We have got Mary Berry being guessed. We've got Gordon Ramsay, Paul Hollywood, and another Gordon Ramsay being guessed. The correct answer is Gordon Ramsay. Well done. The fastest person to get it right, if you said Gordon Ramsay, is Chris of the Blackpool Bar Stewards. They are on form tonight. You get to guess first. Let's reveal it then. It was number 6, wasn't it? So, number 6. This might be helpful. Let's see. Okay. There we go. What's the catchphrase? Say what you see. Chris of the Blackpool Bar Stewards, or Eric, because you're both in the same team. Ed had a guess there at Jamie Oliver. We now know it was Gordon Ramsay. Always worth having a guess, though, regardless. Let's see if we get a guess from Blackpool Bar Stewards. If not, it will be open to anybody else, so get your answers ready. Right, we have got a guess in. Catch-22, says Chris. Is it Catch-22? It's good, but it's not quite right. I can't give it to you. I can't give it to you, I'm afraid. It's open to anybody to have a guess now. You're as close as you can be without being correct, I think. That's fair to say. I know if this was on the Catchphrase show, you wouldn't get it for that one. So I'm gonna make this interesting and say no. Yeah, you thought they had that. Well, it's open to anybody. If anybody else wants to have another guess, round 2 is incorrect. She's a catch is incorrect. Oh, it's Chris is a she. Yeah, it's fine. I think Andy's so used to me being a Chris as well. It's fine. Chris without a H is a she. All right, I'm going to give you another question then, because I can't give you the win there for Catch 22 alone, I'm afraid. So think about it, people. Your next question is: Bethlehem is a small village in which part of the UK? Name the country within the UK that Bethlehem is a small village in. Yeah, she's a catch is incorrect as well there. We've got 4 numbers left to reveal. Andy says, sorry, Chris. Okay, we have some guesses coming in now. Let's spin the wheel and see which square we're going to be revealing next. If it's the one I think it's going to be. Oh, look at this. Yeah, okay. This is the one you've all been waiting for anyway. We'll give you some confirmation at least. And the correct answer for that question was Wales. Wales, Bethlehem is in Wales, the small village. So well done. Well done to Gabby and Chris. You both got that correct, but Gabby was quickest this time. So let's remove their number 5. Okay. So 22 is the number. And Catch 22 is very, very close to the correct answer. There's just one little thing missing. Sorry, Gabby, you can guess first, because this is all over to you first. And then anybody else can have a guess in. There is nothing else that will help you in these other squares. So I'm just going to leave it open. Think of the complete phrase that is connected to what we already know for this picture. Let me go back down the comments. If nobody gets it exactly right, then I will just give the win to Chris for being close enough, because there's no prize on offer here other than pride. So let's just see how it goes. Who's going to be first? Are you going to pass? I'm sorry, I can only think of Catch 22. Someone help. I mean, it is Catch 22, but it's a Catch 22 what? That's the phrase. That's the phrase. That is the specific answer we need here. Putting him in a Catch 22. Excuse me, right. Catch 22 situation is right. That's what it is. Catch 22 situation. Well done. Slight spelling mistake there on Millie's part, but that's fine. Getting the answer in quickly can lead to that sometimes. It's Catch 22 situation. You know, on the show, Catch 22 would not have been enough for the answer. So that's it. But very well played. Mr. Chips playing bingo. 2 Little Ducks was needed. Yes, that would also have been funny. Yeah, 2 Little Ducks 22. All right, let me just reveal the rest of the board for you then, and we'll just move on to the next one. So we'll take the answer away. We have got 3, 7 and 8. See, there was nothing more useful there. You found all the useful squares, or you revealed all the useful squares. Now we'll reset the board, and we're going to move on to, I think, what I literally just thought of this in the build-up to tonight. Because I've now run out of those pictures with Mr. Chips, let's move over to the next one. And we'll flick over to our new wheel as well. There we go, look. So same principle, but behind the board this time is a screenshot from a movie. Okay? What you need to tell me is the name of the character and the movie that it's from. Okay? Hence why I'm thinking of changing the round to say what you see, which is a common phrase they say on Catchphrase, just like we do with Our Survey Says, instead of saying Family Fortunes. I think it makes sense to make that switch. Because until I can find more proper catchphrases, I think that kind of works. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if that sounds like a good idea. So behind the board then is a screenshot from a movie. Name the character on screen and name the movie. I should also point out that Abby chose this particular one. So it's a film she's seen. So with that said then, here's a question for you. In which American city could you visit the Lincoln Memorial? First to guess gets to have a guess first. In which American city could you visit the Lincoln Memorial? It's not an obscure movie, by the way. It's properly like cinema blockbuster kind of level movie, all right? Loads of you guessing in the comments there. Well done. The correct answer is Washington, D.C. It's not in Washington State, which is different. It's Washington, D.C. Those are two separate places. Okay, and if you've ever watched Sleepless in Seattle, you'll know that. That's so random. Right, so let me spin the wheel and let's see who we're going to be going to first then. Because in the comments, we have Millie guessing first, Washington, D.C. Excellent stuff. Right, so... Oh, there's a setting that didn't change over there. Of course there is. Right, so we'll remove that from the wheel then. Right, what we're going to do then is remove number 4. And we shall see if you can work it out. Have a look at that. I hope it's coming through clear. Do you know what? There's that and one other square that could reveal it, if you know what this is, very, very quickly. And that, unfortunately, is one of them. I was hoping it wouldn't be that one, but lo and behold, it was. So let's see. We'll let Millie have a guess first. If Millie says no or passes or gets it incorrect, we shall move on. Character name and the movie for this one, please. We really could go anywhere with this idea. It doesn't just have to be movies back there. It could be anything. It's just, you know. So I welcome any of your ideas and thoughts and suggestions. Ju's guessed Night at the Museum. Millie's guessed Snake Charmer. Incorrect. So let's move on. Ra in Stargate. Oh, Eric's going with Ra in Stargate. That's a really interesting guess. Very clever. I like it. We also have got Chris saying Cleopatra in Cleopatra. Andy says, yes, this is a good idea. Okay, cool. I like it. I tell you what we also have, and I had a feeling it would happen, and my feeling was proven correct because Gabby has gone with Jafar in Aladdin, having only looked at one square again, and she's only gone and smashed it. I'm sorry. I'm not sure who of the two of you it was, but let's be honest. If anybody in the comments, at least, gets these right in one, it's normally Gabby's name that pops up in the comments and says it. So very well done. Is it? This is Jafar in Aladdin. Now, you might be looking at this and going, but Aladdin's a cartoon. But it's not just a cartoon anymore, is it? It's not just an animated movie anymore. Well done, Abby. They've enjoyed it. Yeah, Abby's just getting ready for bed now. She should be in bed already. This is what happens when she has a bath late at night. Anyway, let's reveal the whole square, whole board, so you can see what it is. I just want to take away the answer again. So, here we go. This is from the live-action Aladdin movie. So that is Jafar from Aladdin. And that's the answer. Excellent stuff. Well done indeed, Gabby. Great work there. I've not actually seen. She says I'm a one-hit wonder. Yeah, maybe you need to. I would say maybe you should change your team name to something along those lines. But actually, I think Pinky and the Brain is a brilliant team name for a duo. So keep it, because I love Pinky and the Brain as a cartoon. I used to really like that as a kid. And as a bigger kid too. Right, so excellent work. Well done. You've worked it out. I've not actually seen this version yet. Everybody else in the family has. I haven't seen this one yet. But I can't believe it's going to be a patch on the original animated story, is it? Anyway, that brings us to the end of the quiz tonight, everybody. And so move over to our final little page there. Just to remind you all that in the description there are two very important links. One's a charity link, one's my beacon link. If you want to follow me anywhere, please do. If you join my Patreon, it's £2 a month minimum entry, and that means that you can join our Patreon quiz nights, which is the end of every month. So looking forward to doing that again this month, after having last month off for various reasons. I'm sure the rest of you are as well that are watching, who are part of that. It's going to be good fun, following on from the last one we did. And so, yeah, Lima, download Lima, give it a try. Don't be shy. Go into your App Store or go into Google Play Store, look up Lima, download it. Very easy, free. Set up an account and then look for Big Quiz Night In. Maybe I'll post a bit more about it if you're unsure. But there's lots of really interesting people there. Diva is one of them, and she posted something. Diva, I will come back to you in the comments. She posted and tagged me in something. I love it. But I need to make some time to comment back to you on it properly. But yes, I did hear it. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, I hope you're all do well. Enjoyed this evening, guys. I'll be back next week, Facebook Live again. And it's been a pleasure as always. Lots of fun had. And yeah, tell your friends, share the quiz. Let's get some more people joining in. Some different names in the comments. That would be wonderful. And yeah, take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay safe. And I think I shall just say now, and yes, good night to you all. And I'll see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.